The basic tutorials on the Infigo Form Builder have covered dealing with the entire form. So for example, we are provided a text box where the entire contents of that text box is controlled by one of our form fields. But what if we want to change only part of the text within a text field? In this example, we'll cover this functionality by showing you how to configure basic variable text in the Infigo Form Builder. Our example will result in a text field which contains some static text, so in our example, my name is, followed by variable text, which is entered by the user on the actual form itself. So in my example, I'm going to utilize a product which I've already set up. So all I've done is created a MegaEdit product and assigned some resources to it. You can do this on a new product, or you can do the same process on a product template that you've already been working on. The choice is completely up to you. So within this actual product details page, I'm going to go to its MegaEdit configuration settings up on the top right. Go over to the scripts tab, and you can see in my case, I've already enabled the refactored form builder, which is the one we utilize for the Infigo form builder script. Just as a word of warning, when we get closer to the release date, the name of this particular bit of functionality might change. Okay, so with the script activated, I'm going to go on the config of that particular script over on the right-hand side. Now, bear in mind that if you're going to the config from within an actual product itself, you're going to be modifying the script or configuring the script on that particular product only. We have two options when configuring the form builder script. We can do it on a product by product basis, which is done on this current screen here. So you can individually tweak the script configuration for each product you want it on. Or we can configure the script globally. And this means that any script alterations or configurations will apply to all products that are using that particular script. There's two ways we can do this. We can either go straight to its global config by clicking that little link here. Alternatively, if you want to know where those are stored, if I just go to my admin and search for MegaEdit scripts, they're all kept within here. So you can see that we've had the form builder located in here. By the time you actually utilize this functionality, it might be in the hard-coded scripts at the bottom. So just look in both sections just in case. And if we want to configure the script globally, I'm just going to click on Global Config. Now, so your question might be at this point, where do we begin? We need some kind of frame of reference as to how to actually configure this script. Well, we do actually have this for the Infigo Form Builder. So if I just immediately go and back out of this, locate the form builder in my MegaEdit scripts again, and this time I'm going to go to the Edit button. And this will take us to a screen showing full configuration details for that particular script. So this is a very useful screen. It details all of the possible configuration options within the script. In addition, this set of information here contains a vast array of notes, giving you insight into what the different elements do and how they're supposed to be populated. So I'm going to scroll down to a certain bit of this to cover the variable text that we're looking at the moment. Okay, so here we go. Starting here, I'm looking at text variable handling custom. This enables the variable handling of form builder if set to true. If it's set to false, it will do the same functionality as the batch mode does. And in the vast majority of cases, this will be configured on a per product basis. Next down, we have text variable prefix and text variable postfix. So this contains the string of text that precedes and follows our variable name. This allows us to easily define where a variable is to be used on our product. So for example, if we've got this prefix and this postfix here, and then the actual name of the variable itself is variable, our complete text string entered onto our template in order to use this variable will be square bracket plus plus, the word variable, which is the name of the variable itself, and then plus plus square bracket. And we'll see this a little bit later on. Next up, we have text variables lookup. So this is how we can define our custom variables. In the script editor, you will see a range of informative text showing you how this is configured and populated. So for our example, I'm going to copy this content as a template for our custom variable and place it into the global configuration for our form builder script. Okay, so I've pasted that into our global configuration. So this is a template. This is what we're going to work from to start populating a variable, and it will all start to make a bit more sense. So we're going to start off by actually reformatting this slightly so it's actually usable as a variable. What I mean by this is at the moment it's kind of commented out, so it's not actually going to be used. It's just done using this little icon here. So if I get rid of that, you can see that all of that now changes color because it's now actually going to be usable as part of the configuration. All right, so looking at the variable name first of all, which is this section here in our example. So this is the name of the variable and will form part of the text that you input into your template in order to utilize the variable. This field can be admin only and does not have to be displayed to your end user. So you can give this a naming convention which is just relevant to you. It doesn't have to be shown to the end user. So I'm just going to have this as G because it's a global variable. That's just my own way of remembering it. And then name. The next option down here is the ability to define a label. So this is the name that is associated with the variable and will be used as a label on the form. So this will be shown to the end user. So this needs to be a bit more user-friendly. Just going to put this as name. Right, so next down we have value. And this allows us to specify any predefined values. So this does not have to be filled in. However, if you would like the variable to show some predefined text, it can be specified here. This can be static text, or you can utilize existing customer data. For example, inputting, say, this here, which is in our example text. Let me just copy this. Paste it here. So we've got load user data, first name, last name. So this will populate the field with the name of the logged in user if it's been defined on their account. So for example, if they've got their own user account and first name and last name are defined, then it will drag that information into this particular variable value by default. Available fields are listed in the script editor and include things like names, address fields, and emails. So you can see them all here. However, for the purpose of actually getting this script to function, I'm going to get rid of that helpful text. Okay, next we have input. So this allows you to define the type of input this variable field should be. For example, text field, as it is by default, will provide a single line text input, and date picker will provide a calendar selection tool, as we saw in a previous tutorial. Available inputs in here are, I just put a comment on here so you can see, we've got text field, text area, date picker, and time picker. You just want to put one of those in here based on the type of input you would like. Okay, so we can optionally enter a placeholder. This is temporary text that is displayed in the form field in the event that no other text is present, and it will serve as example text only. The two following options are prefix and suffix. This allows you to optionally define if any text should precede or follow the variable value. So in our example, we'll put something in here just to be able to demonstrate it for clarity. And it could be used for things like spacing, a consistent static text if you need to input something like that, and other such examples. So in our example, I'm just going to put a double dash just so we know it's actually doing something. One other use case is to automatically put a line break using \n, and we'll cover this in more detail on another tutorial. Okay, and the last option here is the ability to optionally enter help text. So if required, enter text to appear on a tooltip to assist your end users. Okay, so we're nearly done. The last thing we need to do is make sure that we've correctly formatted the script config. So if you try and save the script config as a non-valid JSON format, as I'll try to do here, the save will fail and it will issue you with a warning down here. So make sure that you amend the script into a suitable format, such as what I'll do right now. Okay, so I've hit save. It's not come up with a warning, so that has now been accepted. I'm now going to reload the MegaEdit product and add a text field. So you need to either launch the product in MegaEdit, or if you've already got it open, just make sure you relaunch it. Okay, so here's my text field. So once again, I'm going to go to the custom tab where we start formatting our Infigo form builder options. I'll start off the usual way. I'll enter a field name. And if you need to, you can do any additional configurations. So get rid of formatting, change the interactivity settings, whatever you need to do. I'm going to go to the advanced configuration options for this particular field. And this time we're going to use a new field type. This is going to be variable text. And in order to use our defined variables that we've done in the script configuration, the variable text is what you need to select from that dropdown. Any correctly defined variables will be displayed underneath the field text cache area. So you see here we've got our gname field. So any text that we want to appear in the actual field on the canvas, we need to make sure it's within this field text cache. And this is a combination of static text if you need it, and these actual variable identifiers. So in our case, I'll put some static text. So my name is, followed by that variable identifier. And you'll see that as I click out of that box, it recognizes it's now ready. So you'll see that the field now appears over on the right-hand side. And certain information has already been populated. So it's recognized that we have some placeholder text. It's recognized that we've asked for some help text, and it's named the fields, for example. You'll see that we've still got some formatting options. We can disable those in the usual way if we don't need them. So if I start typing in the form here, you'll see it automatically starts to populate the field on the canvas itself. And this includes the prefix and the suffix that we specified in our configuration. Now, of course, we don't need this. We've just put it in there as an example. It's just to demonstrate its use.